TTJ Tech.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to this Wednesday session. We're so glad to be here with you. Thank you so much. Trainer Matt coming at you from
TTJ Tech.
Hey, once again, my friends, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the next iPad for All Computing. It's our Wednesday session, which means, of course, that we are indeed going to have some teaching, but we're also going to have some lab projects, some additional interactive time, and, of course, our very special TTJ Extras. Now, if you are tuning in on YouTube, don't forget, please, those 3 things we always ask you to do. A couple of them you only have to do once, but maybe you've never done them. So remember, like, subscribe, and hit the bell. That means leave a like on this video, subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to hit that notification bell in case you want to be notified whenever we upload something. So, we appreciate it, my friends. We really do. What happened to my... There we go. Somebody was asleep at the switch, I guess. Should we, I don't know, guys. When somebody's asleep at the switch, what we should do, should we wake them up? Oh, I know. It was a little mean. Guys, I know we were a little mean to him. I'm so sorry. Wow, guys. Wow, you guys are really mad at me. All right. Calm down. Knock it off, guys. Okay. All right. They're just a little worked up that I blew the air horn at the guy at the switch. I'm so sorry, guys. I apologize. I really do. Hey, you know what? Guys, can we just move on? Let's move on. In Monday's session, we discussed in depth the Messages app. One of the features we talked about was message effects, and we even demonstrated how to add bubble and screen effects. Today, I'd like to tell you that there are several keywords which will trigger automatic iMessage effects if, in fact, those words are entered properly. That is, with nothing else in the edit field. Okay, guys, I'm not going to remember all of them. Trainer Rita from our team has done an excellent job of writing them up for us, and we will get that document, make it available to you very soon. But some of the examples are, if you go into it, now remember, it's got to be an Apple user. Don't forget that. Has to be an Apple user, okay? But if you do, you go into an edit field and you type just the words happy birthday. Happy with a space after it, and then the word birthday. Spell it out, B-I-R-T-A, you know the whole word. You know how to spell birthday, right? Then you go ahead and send that thing, and it's automatically going to trigger balloons. You'll know it, and the person receiving it will know it. It's really cool. You can do it with congratulations. You can do it with, what else is there? There's happy... I feel like there's an Independence Day one maybe, but I can't remember for sure now. I know that pew pew will trigger the lasers if you type that. I don't know how many people say that on a regular basis. I know it's part of my everyday vocab. No, but you know, so there's these really cool, and I think you can even do Happy New Year does. That's the one I must have been thinking of. Happy New Year does like triggers some confetti and stuff, and you can do Happy Chinese New Year. There's a bunch of, I think that we counted, there's 8 or 9, maybe 10 different message effects. We'll get that article posted to you because we do think it's cool. And that, my friends, is going to be our very first TTJ Extra. Remember, when you hear that sound, it does mean we've got a TTJ Extra for you, and right now, coming to you directly from
TTJ Tech.
we've got yet another TTJ Extra. So these iPads, guys, wow, they're great. They're great, right? They're fantastic. When you're on Wi-Fi, everything's going just beautifully. But what if you need to be out and about? Maybe you're on the train or just even in the car. You are at the coffee shop, or you're perhaps at the airport or the hotel. Any place you can think of, right? A library, maybe a crowded restaurant. That's right, we're waiting for that food to be served. Waiting for that food to be served. It's getting a little noisy in here. Now, don't worry, we're not going to use the air horn again. The idea is, even when you're in these places, it's possible to be connected. Now, some places, of course, have their own Wi-Fi, and that's fine if you want to join public Wi-Fi, but that's not always recommended, especially if you want to do some confidential stuff. And so what else do you do? Well, the options you have, one of the greatest options is to get a Wi-Fi plus cellular iPad. And in today's TTJ Extra, I'd like to talk to you just for a very brief moment about exactly how to get cellular service onto your iPad. So you've bought this brand new iPad. Maybe you didn't buy it from a carrier. Now, you can buy through a carrier oftentimes, but maybe you didn't. You bought it directly from Apple, as I usually do, or many times do, oftentimes. And you bought it at Best Buy or somewhere else, And so what do? How do you get cellular service on this? Now, the beautiful thing about buying a Wi-Fi plus cellular iPad is that you are not bound to any kind of requirement to activate the cellular service. So you can buy a cellular capable iPad and never use the cellular if you don't think you're going to need it. But supposing you do, many of the carriers here in the United States support electronic SIM, also known as eSIM, and the iPad certainly supports it. And so it's very, very easy. You don't even need a SIM card. There are a couple of ways to get cellular service onto your iPad, and there are a few different types of cellular options that you have. Now, all the major carriers in the U.S., when I say major carriers, I mean AT&T, T-Mobile, Verizon, and a lot of the what's known as mobile virtual network operators. They're smaller carriers that piggyback off of towers. Like, this includes anything from Xfinity Mobile to Mint Mobile, and what's that other one? Is it Visible? I think there's a few of these different ones. Those tend to also offer cellular service, and many of them do support iPad connectivity. Some of them require SIM cards, though. But either way, if let's assume we're talking about a carrier that supports eSIM. AT&T and T-Mobile certainly do. And here in the U.S., if you want to add your iPad onto an already existing wireless plan, let's say you've got your AT&T or your T-Mobile, you got your 5 lines for your family, or 4 lines, however many you've got, and you got unlimited talk and text, and maybe some unlimited data now, because most of the plans do in one form or another have that. You can add an iPad onto those plans and save a good bit of money. You can get plans oftentimes for as little as between $15 and $25 a month, just depending on the company. Sometimes a little more, a little less, and they can share that unlimited data and all of its benefits and perks. That's one way. And now, if in fact you find that you have to go out of the country. Maybe your job calls you out of the country on Christmas Eve.
Merry Christmas!
Okay, so if that's the case, it's possible to still get international plans as well, or international add-ons for your data plans and so forth. And iPad is data only, although you can make calls on it using your iPhone's cellular connection. We're going to get to that. But it's data only. You'll get a phone number, but it's not callable. It's just to identify your line. If you are bringing your iPad in as a replacement for a previous iPad, okay, so you've already got an unlimited plan that your previous iPad is using, and now you're switching to a brand new iPad. When you do the quick setup that we talked about, and we said, you can easily hold one iPad near the other and transfer all the stuff from one. I mentioned to you that you can even transfer your cellular data plan from one iPad to another. And that's really, really cool, because you're setting up this new iPad and it says, hey, do you want to transfer the cellular plan from your old iPad to the other, to the new one? And you can say yes. And it requires absolutely no additional intervention. Basically, it's super easy. I've done it and it works great. So that's option number 2. It's really, really, really easy. And, what else can I say? What do you think of that, guys? I think so too. So, you set it up, you say yes to do that, and it's just done. Okay. All right. Here's the question, my friends. All right. What if you don't want to use your unlimited data plan for one reason or another? There could be a million different reasons, but is there yet another option that we can consider? We'll give you a minute to think about it. By the way, we're not talking about hotspot. Okay, my friends, time is up. If you are thinking that that's the only way to get a cellular plan directly onto your iPad, well, no, that is not correct. But if you said prepaid data plans, correct. Every iPad, if you head on over to settings and cellular data, has the ability for you to sign up directly with a wireless carrier with nothing more than a credit card. And a lot of them have options in there. AT&T does, T-Mobile does, and there's a few others you may or may not have heard of. And when you do this, when you set this up, guys, it's going to ask you to fill out all this information, your name, your number, your, email address, create a password, do all this stuff, but then you're in. And within less than 5 minutes, you have cellular service on your iPad. These are prepaid, no credit checks, no other cell plans needed. You just add cellular. And the cool thing about them is you can pause them at any time. So if you don't want to have quite the same level of being sort of entrenched to this plan, maybe that's a reason in and of itself enough for some people. You can just pause it when you don't think you're going to need it. You're going to be not traveling for a while. Well, we can pause the data plan, resume it the next time we want it again. And we have ones that auto-renew and ones that don't in there that we can choose from. For example, I'm a big fan of the AT&T 25 gigabytes of data per month, auto-renew, for $34.90, I think $99, $95, basically $35 a month for 25 gigabytes. That's a pretty good deal, and it's one of the best you're going to see in there. And again, I want you to understand that this is not as economical as maybe adding it to your actual cell plan, but if you have more than one iPad, or if you really don't think you're going to be using it that much, paying $35 for 1 month as opposed to paying $20 every month may be the way to go. So you could choose that, and you can just pause it when you don't need it. You don't have to actually cancel it. You just temporarily deactivate it, and all of it can be done from settings and cellular data on your iPad. And you never need to talk to anybody or go anywhere to a store. And again, they have international plans, different countries. They have plans that have, those plans there are not mobile hotspot plans. And quite honestly, I think they're LTE only. I don't think they've got 5G ones. I could be wrong, and I apologize if I am. But I think if you want 5G, you got to do it the other way. Now, let's suppose you get a plan added to your device, so they say, but it doesn't seem to be active. Where do you go? Well, once again, you go to settings and cellular data. And this time you're going to add an other. You're going to choose other. You're not going to choose one of the carriers there, but choose other, and it will show you if there are any plans that can be installed. Maybe a plan has gotten provisioned to your iPad, but just not fully activated. So you just tap on that, and it will let you install it immediately. And you will be able to verify in your status bar that you have your plan active. I mean, guess what, guys? I just so happen to have an iPad here. I know you can't believe that. And if I tap the top, nothing happens because I turned the volume down. Okay, here we go.
Location tracking up Wednesday, 3 cellular. 1 of 4 bars. Signal strength. Status bar.
I'm in my basement, so it's showing 1 bar. That's enough though with AT&T.
Home dash.
And there's my Wi-Fi network. If I weren't connected to that, I would actually see LTE up there, or 5G in certain situations on certain iPads. But you disconnect from Wi-Fi, you can check that out. So that's gonna complete, my friends, yet another TTJ Extra. Let's talk about App Library. One of the things we did not cover when we covered the home screen is the App Library. The App Library can be found by going to the dock, and by default it's on the dock, although you can disable that. It's to the right of your recently used or suggested apps.
Suggestion, settings, notes, App Library.
There it is.
Double tap to open.
You can also find it by scrolling past the very last page of apps.
App Library, search field.
There's an edit field, so we can search for what we want. If we continue swiping to the right,
suggestions, notes, settings, App Store, news, recently added, movie to audio, DirecTV, HBO Max, recently added folder, 8 apps, utilities, Safari, backpack, magnifier, utilities folder, social, messages, Facebook, FaceTime, productivity and finance, Zoom, mail, Zoom, pages, productivity and finance folder, 14 apps.
Are you getting the idea? Each of these have 3 of them that they display there for your benefit and your convenience, and if you want to see the rest of them in a particular category, you swipe to the right and double tap on its so-called folder to see all of the apps, and VoiceOver is even kind enough to tell us how many apps there are in that category. Now, these are not the same as the folders you make on your own on your home screen. These are determined by Apple, by their App Store category. But here's what's really cool. If I go into the search field,
App Library, search field,
and I double tap,
App Library, search field,
I can now type
use the rotors,
what I'm looking for. If I know the name of an app but don't know where it is, I can certainly type the name of that app, and if I swipe to the right,
cancel, but section index, adjustable.
I have a section index.
Swipe up or down with one finger.
What does a section index do? We learned from contacts, it shows you A through Z and allows us to swipe up and down on it to go to that letter, and look what happens.
Amazon, any list, App Store, Apple Store, Art Studio, B, Backpack, Bible, Books, Brushes, Business Suite, C, Heading, Calendar, Camera.
Are you getting the idea? This is every app we have installed in alphabetical order. Let's cancel that. And let's hit the home button to go, or your go home gesture to get out of the app library and back to whatever page we were previously on. So now we have 3 ways to open apps, my friends. Finding the app on the home screen and double tapping it without VoiceOver. Using Siri, saying, open TV, launch settings, whatever. Or using the app library.
Sleep.
Okay, guys. That's gonna do it for that one. What I'd like to do is I'd like to take us to yet another TTJ Extra. We've been talking a lot about these extras, and this one is especially cool because I never mentioned this yet. But it's one more setting that I'd like to show you very briefly, and then we're going to we're definitely going to move on to something else. But I wanna show you one other setting because I think it's worth taking a look at. if you subscribe to a cable or satellite provider or a live TV streaming provider, such as DirecTV Stream, Hulu with Live TV, YouTube TV, or others, you can store your TV provider login credentials on board, and that way you can easily sign in to supported network apps such as Food Network, HGTV, Lifetime, and so on. TV provider credentials are synced with iCloud, so once you've added them to one device, they'll be added to all iPad and iPhone devices, even Apple TV devices, on your iCloud account, and even potentially other devices. But let's just take a very brief look at this. And I'm not even going to, all I'm going to do
Podcasts.
is just go
TV.
Into settings here.
Settings.
And I'm just going to scroll
settings.
down because it's pretty far down. So I'm going to 3-finger scroll on the left-hand side of the iPad.
Control
And
center.
I'm going to-
Airplane mode. Screen time. Button. Rows 10 to 27. Group. Rows Wallet and Apple Pay. Rows 4. Any list. Button.
Okay, here we go. To the left.
Amazon. 5. TV provider. Button.
And if I,
TV provider.
it should actually say,
Settings.
let's just-
Heading. Signed into DirecTV Stream with info at
Yeah,
sign out.
it's already signed in, and now it should.
Amazon. Selected. TV provider. Button.
Okay, for some reason, sometimes it'll read it right on the icon. I don't know why it's not right now, but
DirecTV on.
on the right-hand side of my iPad, it definitely tells me. So at the top of the right side,
Get access to TV shows and movies and apps that are supported as part of your DirecTV Stream subscription.
and we can
TV provider and privacy. Link.
sign in.
Double tap to
If we were not already signed in, we could, but since we are, then what we get is this.
Allow TV provider to access. Heading.
These are the apps I've already given permission to access these login credentials.
DirecTV on.
Well, yes, obviously.
Double HBO Max on.
Yep,
Hulu off.
not Hulu because
Double tap to toggle setting.
that doesn't use that subscription. That's its own sign-in, right?
Available apps. Heading.
Here are a bunch of other apps that I can download if I choose to that work with DirecTV Stream.
A&E. Install button. ABC. Bravo. CBS. CBS Sports App Scores and News. Install. CNBC. Cooking Channel Go.
Okay, and a lot more. Now, keep in mind, these are not all the channels you get on DirecTV
Photo,
Stream,
camera,
but also keep in mind that those channels can be accessed directly in the DirecTV Stream app, which is why I don't have them downloaded on this device, because I prefer to just use the DirecTV Stream app when I want to watch those channels. It's a very consistent, very good experience. And that's going to complete our next TTJ Extra for now. Now, guys, what I'd like to do, my friends, is we are going to definitely have some time together today to spend trying things out. But before we do, there's a whole other app that we definitely want to explore. Okay, guys. Well, you know what it's time to do, don't you? It's time to explore a brand new app that we haven't even begun to talk about yet. Guess what it is? Can you guess? It is the Apple Mail app. With Apple Mail, often just referred to as mail, you can access your email from all sorts of providers. Certainly iCloud with your @icloud.com email address and its aliases and everything, but also from services like Google with Gmail, Outlook, Yahoo, and many others. It might even be that you wish to add your internet provider email address, such as a Comcast email, or perhaps your business email from another service. All of your email accounts are set up by going to Settings and Mail. And once they are set up, we can access them in the Mail app. The Mail app offers powerful features for sending messages complete with rich text formatting, photos and other attachments, scanned documents, drawings, and a whole lot more. We can also read, sort, and organize our mail, and stay safe and secure, protected against scams, hiding our email address when necessary, and overall enjoying an incredibly positive experience with email. Alright guys, the first thing we're going to talk about is the basic email app interface, which may look different depending on which device you have. Your mailbox list, if you have a 12.9-inch iPad Pro, can be shown and hidden on the left-hand side of the screen. If it's showing, you'll get an extra column of information, all of your mailboxes. Once you've chosen a mailbox, you can hide that column. On all other iPads, as far as we can tell, it's accessed with a back button. The left-hand side of the iPad in the Mail app displays your message list, and once you've selected a message, the contents of that message are displayed, you guessed it, on the right. Well, guys, the only way to do this is to delve right on in, because it really is a very, very powerful app. We can't fake it here. If we're going to teach this, we really just got to dive right in. All right. Sorry, I had a towel off there. The Mail app, I am going to point out to you that you have a badge. Remember, we talked about badge counts.
Doc, mail, 155 unread emails.
So I'll double tap.
Double tap to open. Mail, message content, allow instructors.
Okay, it's displaying the right-hand side for me. That's where the voiceover cursor landed. It may or may not land there for you. But remember, split screen. Left-hand side of your iPad is going to display your list of messages for whatever account, whatever mailbox you have chosen right now. Again, if you have a 12.9-inch iPad Pro, there's going to be a far left column that you can show and hide with your mailboxes. For me on this iPad, it's a back button.
Mailboxes, back button.
And if I choose that,
message content, selected.
You notice message content is still being displayed on the right. I don't want to read that message in case there's confidential information in there, but it is displayed on the right.
Dismiss pop-up.
There's
double tap. Wednesday, March 6th. In progress. Home dash F. Or
at least I think it is, but maybe I'm wrong. Actually, it appears that it's displaying the mailbox list on the left and the messages on the right now. So let me choose a mailbox.
Selected all inboxes. 156 unread messages.
Now that's what I like. I like to be in all inboxes because what I can do is see all of my mail regardless of what account it came to, whichever email address. See, I have my iCloud email address on here, which is my main iCloud address and 2 aliases. I have my Gmail account on here, and I have 2 or 3 email addresses for the business. I think we showed you that before. So if I now want to see all of them together, I just choose all inboxes. That's the universal inbox. If I swipe to the right, though, I can pick other inboxes.
iCloud, 35 unread messages. Gmail, 2 unread messages. Tech, 5 unread messages. Support@tech.net, 110 unread messages. Professional email mail, 4 unread messages.
Any of these inboxes I can view specifically. Now, if I keep going to the right,
VIP.
I have my VIP, so if I mark something as VIP, it's going to show up there. That's going to give me additional benefits for notifications and so on.
Flagged, 19 unread messages.
If you want to take action on a message later, you can flag it. We'll show you how to do that, and this is where I can access my flagged messages.
Unread, 156 unread messages.
I have an unread mailbox.
Attachments, 7 unread messages. Today, 2 unread messages. iCloud, 35.
Okay, you're saying, whoa. You're saying, put the brakes on, pal. I don't have these message boxes. I don't have today. I don't have attachments. I don't have What was the other thing? Flagged. Okay. The reason you don't have it is because those are hidden oftentimes by default. There is a way to easily show them. They're what we call smart mailboxes. At the very, very top left of this screen, of the column there, you'll find
Edit button.
an edit button. If I go into that by double tapping it,
Done.
it becomes a done button. But if I swipe to the right,
Mailboxes. Heading.
here's where I can turn on and off and reorder all of my mailboxes.
Selected. All inboxes. 156 unread messages. Reorder all inboxes. 156 unread messages. Button. Draggable.
And I'm not going to,
Double tap.
there's a nice hint there, but we're not going to get into that right now. But you can see if it's selected, it's going to show up in the list.
Selected. iCloud. Reorder Selected. Gmail. Selected. Tag.
All my accounts.
Reorder.
Let's see.
Selected. Flagged.
I'm going further
Reorder.
quickly.
Selected. Unread.
Unread.
To or CC.
I don't have that one checked, to or CC. See, I can do, now let me show you another thing. If I do a 4-finger single tap,
Toolbar. Show app shelf. Button. Updated 3 minutes ago. Toggle filtering. Messages. Vertical.
okay, these are still my messages. So if I stay on the left-hand side,
All drafts. 2 unread. Reorder. Add iCloud.
okay, listen what we have.
Add mailbox.
There's a button to add a mailbox. So I wanted to point out, don't go to the right-hand side because you still have your message content displaying there. This is all over on the left-hand side, but just at the bottom left, add mailbox. This is going to allow you to create a customized mailbox, any name you want, put it under any account you want, if you have multiple accounts, and save it, and it's going to now become part of your mail experience. So you can have a custom mail for all messages that happen to come in. I don't know, maybe we want to, all the messages that come in from,
TTJ Tech.
or maybe you want your recipe mailbox, so that when you're cooking you can have that when you have people over for dinner. And again, guys, really? All right, somebody's going crazy with the sound effects. So if you want to do that, you can turn on mailboxes. You can add mailboxes manually. We're not going to get into mail sorting rules. That's a whole different level. Now, what I mean by that is if you want to sort it automatically so that whenever I get a message from
TTJ Tech.
that automatically skips the inbox altogether and comes into my personal TTJ folder, or whenever I get something with the words recipe in it, or delicious, or Food Network, or something, then that's automatically going to go to a recipes mailbox. Now, we're not going to teach you how to do that. Trainer Cliff has held a mail sorting workshop for that very purpose. He may hold another one again. I don't know. But in the interim here, you can use smart mailboxes, and you can still create your own custom mailboxes, and then we're going to show you how to move a mailbox in a little bit. I'm going to hit done, top left, 4-finger single, because I want to get
Mailbox done.
out of
Button.
this.
Edit.
That's why you didn't see all those boxes, though. Now, I only looked at the inboxes so far. Believe it or not, they were inboxes. I know it said some accounts like iCloud, Gmail, but it was just the inboxes for them. So if I keep going further, look at this. Now, after I pass by my
unread.
smart mailboxes, unread, attachments, listen what happens.
Today, 2 on iCloud, 35 unread messages, button, expanded.
And it's expanded.
Double tap to collapse.
This is the actual account with all of its mailboxes under iCloud. It's expanded. I want to leave it expanded, and I'll show you if I swipe to the right.
Inbox, 35 unread messages.
Specifically for iCloud.
Drafts, 1 unread message.
Specifically for iCloud.
Sent.
They're your messages you sent using iCloud.
Junk, trash,
Okay,
archive.
you get the idea. And also, if there's need of it, you'll even see an outbox. It'll just show up if it's needed. If we keep going,
Gmail, 2 unread messages, button,
you'll
expanded.
see it's expanded. If I want to collapse
Double tap
it,
to collapse. Gmail, 2 unread messages, collapsed.
but now I'm not going to see its boxes. If I swipe to the right,
Tag, 5 unread messages.
it moved on right onto one of my business email accounts. So I'm going to go back to the left and expand it.
Gmail.
Now you'll see.
Inbox. Drafts. Sent.
Okay,
No,
so you get the idea. These are all your mailboxes. I am going to choose all inboxes, the universal inbox.
Attachment. Gmail. Edit. Mail.
Yep.
Selected. All inboxes. 157 unread messages.
And what that does,
Mailboxes. Back button.
puts a back button again up there. If I have a larger iPad, I can hide the mailbox list with on the left. Now, the left-hand side of my iPad indeed has my message list.
Mailboxes. Back button. Edit button.
This edit button is not for mailboxes now. It's for the inbox. If I want to select non-contiguous messages and move them at the same time or something, but keep going.
All inboxes. Heading.
There's your heading.
Search. Search field.
That's where you can
Double tap to edit.
type in a name of a sender or a word in the subject line or whatever, however you want to search for messages. Now,
Dictate button.
voice search.
Messages. Unread. Calls. Discover new spring styles you'll love. Face with heart-shaped eyes. 3:46 a.m. Ellipsis.
And
15%
okay,
off
so it's
plug.
reading me an email I got from a department store. And if I want to hear the preview again, I 3-finger single tap.
Messages. Group.
Okay.
Ellipsis. Take 15% off plus.
I'll pause that speech with a 2-finger tap. Now, you can change how much of the message preview is displayed, but that's in your settings and mail. If I want to select this message, I double tap it.
Selected.
What VoiceOver did,
Unread. Selected. Calls.
and you see it's not unread anymore, and it's selected. But you notice I'm still on the left, so if I swipe to the right,
Unread. Twitter. Unread. Omni Hotels and Resorts. Unread. Belinda Collins. Unread. Zoom.
what am I hearing, guys? I'm still hearing more messages. Why don't I see my message content? Because I need to lift my hand and come over to the right-hand side, or I can use containers in the rotor. My right-hand side of my iPad, if I touch near the middle of the screen on the right, is the body of the message.
Message content. Link. Image. Link. Link. Link.
And of course,
image.
these are images. These are a lot of, it's an ad.
Link.
So
Image.
this is not,
Vertical.
okay, probably the best one to demonstrate, but
Find a calls link near you. Was this forwarded from a friend? Click here to sign up. Link.
okay. And if I touch the top right of the iPad, what I'm going to find is some interesting stuff.
Was this for? Click here. Cellular. Want cellular. Want subject.
A little bit low.
Discover
So
new
I
spring
find my-
styles you'll love.
And I can,
Face with heart-shaped eyes.
there's the subject. If I go back to the left,
Toolbar. Show app shelf. But updated at 3:40 a.m.
it wraps me down to the bottom. And while I'm on that subject, if you touch the very, very bottom left, what you get is the status line.
Show app shelf. To updated at 3:40 a.m. 156 unread.
That tells you if there's any errors with any accounts or anything when it's last been checked, and if you want to force it to check again right now, put your focus on your message list
All inboxes. Head messages. Unread.
and then 3-finger swipe down till you get to page 1 and do it one more time and it will refresh.
Refreshing content.
That's called pull down to refresh. Now if I tap the status,
Toolbar. Updated just now. 156 unread.
you see that it actually has been updated just now. All right, let's go back to the upper right.
Subject. Toolbar. Sub delete button. Move button. Compose button.
So you got your delete button.
Double tap and hold to bring up drafts.
You got your delete, your move, which will allow you to move it to another mailbox. You have your compose button, which will allow us to create a brand new message.
Message content. Vertical line. View this email in a browser. Link. His link. For home.
Now,
Link.
this is our message, and we can read it. I'll pick a different one, and let's go through some of these and delete them quickly.
Search. Unread. Twitter.
I don't need this one. So instead, this time of double tapping to select it, I'm just going to swipe up or down on it. There's a rotor action.
Delete. Drag item. More. Flag. Mark as read. Activate. Default.
Look at all those options. I'm going to delete it.
Delete.
Double tap.
Deleted.
Okay.
Unread. Omni Hotels and Resorts.
Delete.
Deleted. Unread.
Delete.
Delete. Deleted. Unread. Zoom.
And delete.
Deleted.
This is how we can
Unread.
quickly delete
Google
messages.
Assistant. Get
Okay.
the score in seconds.
Here's a message from Google Assistant. I might want to read this. I will double tap it.
Selected.
I'm gonna move my hand to the right middle.
Message content. Keep your head in the game. Get in on the action with sports stats, news, and more with just a few words. Two people stand in their living room in Letterman's jacket smiling at each other.
Okay.
One is holding a football and there's a football game on the TV in the background.
Okay. So
Image.
I can read this message to my heart's content. At the bottom right of the screen
More actions. Button.
is your more
button.
actions button. Let's double tap and see what that gives us.
Google Assistant. Close button.
We can close if we don't want to take any actions, but swipe to the right.
Reply. Reply all. Forward. Archive message. Flag. Mark as unread. Move message. Trash message. Move to junk. Mute. Notify me. Print. Print.
And notify me is, if you want to, it depends on how your notification settings are set. If you're not necessarily getting notifications from every single message that you get, this will ensure that you do from that particular message. So notify me. You heard print. We can actually print out our messages. You might say, I know a lot of this can be done with the rotor. And yes, that's true. I'll show you that in a second, but it's not everything. There are more choices this way. So let me go here and
message header.
Again, that was more actions. We'll close it.
Close button.
And I will show you the rotor when you have focus on a message, on the message content.
Message content. Two people stand in their living room.
We can swipe up and down with one finger if we are voiceover users.
Archive, flag, reply, unread, explore image, activate, default, archive.
Okay, so we do have a bunch of choices, not quite as many as we do if we go to that more actions button. And you'll notice because it's a Gmail message, it says archive. Other ones would say delete. If I went back to this message here,
selected,
the rotor would have
mark as unread, flag, more, drag item.
Oops.
Delete, activate,
I'm sorry,
delete.
I was not on the right side of the screen.
Link,
okay,
image,
now focus.
More action.
Is where I want it to be.
Message content, and we'll send sale alerts straight to you. Trash, flag, reply, unread, activate, default.
So you do see that does have trash in it. I don't know if I have any threaded messages here. If I do, I'd love to show you one. Because selected. Threading is a beautiful thing. Let me, here's a threaded message for sure. Listen to how we know.
Unread, blind, David and Tish, two great keyboard handouts from JJ. Send to students. Yesterday, 5 messages in thread, has attachments, here you go.
I can even see we'll show you attachments too. So let's double tap on this thing.
Selected.
It's a powerhouse for us. All right, we're going to tap the middle of the right-hand side.
Message 5 of 5. Message body. Here you go.
Okay, I'm going to need to go to earlier messages in the thread because I've read this, I guess. So I'm going to turn my rotor to the left while my focus is on the message body.
Misspelled words. Message body.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Edit.
Sorry about that.
Messages.
I bumped it with another finger.
Misspelled
Listen
words.
to that again.
Messages.
There it is. Messages. And now I'm going to swipe up with one finger to go to the previous message.
Message 4 of 5. Message 3. Message 2 of. Message 1 of 5. Collapsed. Unread. Has attachment. Blind savvy.
And it will start reading it for me.
Message 1 of 5. Collapsed. Unread. Has attachment. Blind savvy. 3/8/22. See below. Eileen Rivera.
Now, it thinks that I have read this, so although it's saying unread, but I actually did read it, I think. I don't even remember the situation, but it's collapsed. That's not going to be the case the first time that you open up a thread. Your individual messages will not say collapsed. If you swipe down, it's going to...
Message 2 of 5. Message 3 of 5.
All right.
Collapsed.
But I want to expand one. I'm not expanding the thread. Please do not get confused. We're not expanding the thread. I'm not a fan of expanding the thread. Some people like to, but I don't. But I am going to expand the message so I can read the whole message, because right now it's not even expanded.
Message 1 of 5.
We'll double
collapsed.
tap.
Message 1 of 5. Message 1 of 5. Blind sound.
Now I can...
Siri found a contact.
And Siri found a contact. But I can swipe to the right now.
Image. Blind sound. Add button.
There's my contact that I can add.
Close image.
I can close that.
Blind sound. From 3/ has attachment. For class tonight. JJ made message body.
So you see it's reading that to me as I swipe.
JJ made 2 great message body. See below.
Now, here's the thing. Once you have started to swipe to the right, your focus on the rotor is no longer on messages. It's defaulting back to actions. So watch if we swipe up and down.
Unread. Activate. Trash. Flag. Reply. Unread.
If we want to go back to the message threading, we have to turn the rotor again.
Misspelled messages.
Now we can do it.
Message 2 of 5. Message 3. Message 5 of 5.
And here's the latest one.
Message body. Here you go. These should be most helpful as you keep using your new pluggable keyboards with your iOS devices.
Now, there supposedly is an attachment, and if I know that to be true, I can do a 4-finger single tap near the bottom.
Vertical scroll bar.
Bottom right, and there's a vertical scroll bar, so I may have to scroll. Let's swipe to the left one time and see.
More actions. See more. Button. Message body. Here you go.
Yeah,
more actions.
I'm going to have to definitely do something, because I'm not really at the bottom.
100%.
Okay, now I swiped down on that.
Message 5 of 5. Blind salvage.
Let's swipe to the left. More actions.
See more.
See more. Double tap on that. Now I should have my...
Message body. Here you go. More actions.
Attachment, maybe.
Message
Let's take a
body.
look here.
Here you has attachment.
It says it has an attachment, so I've
More
got to see
message
where
body.
that is. Maybe it's in an earlier message. And if we keep swiping, we're going to get there. But four-finger single tap will usually do it. It's just that if we have a longer thread, we may need to use the vertical scroll bar and swipe.
Let's more see, refund letter.
Okay, I think we got it here.
See more.
Here we go.
Button.
Listen to this.
Refund letter. Button. 21 kilobytes. Button.
There it is. There it is. So now I can just double tap that, and the attachment, if it's an audio file, it will play. If it's a PDF, I can read it. If it's a Pages document, I can read it. Word document, I can read. A lot of these that I'd be able to just quick look the document right there without ever having to save it. But you'll also notice that I have other options like
Pro iPad. Kindly
I have I can send it, I can share. There's a share button, and then I can choose
Lex,
any of my
Diane, Harp,
David,
David,
contacts
Cliff,
that I've recently
messages,
been texting
button,
with.
Family chat.
And I can
manage,
choose
Adam, George, Rick Hall, AirDrop, messages, mail, notes.
Okay,
button,
all these different options. And what's cool is share sheets.
message to
When you use the share button in any app, you're going to get that. You're going to get first the list of suggested people you've been texting with recently, people that maybe you often send the same kind of file to. Again, it's behavior patterns, it's recents, and then you keep swiping. You get AirDrop. AirDrop is peer-to-peer, people that are near you in the same room, in the same house. You can wirelessly send directly to them. You're going to get messages and mail. You're going to get notes oftentimes. You're going to get whatever apps you have installed that are appropriate for the type of file. So, for example, if you get an audio attachment, you might get the option to open it in a movie maker. Maybe you're going to make a movie with that audio. Or if you have an audio converter installed, maybe you're going to convert that audio to a different format. So maybe that's going to be an option. Opening it in another app is always in the share sheets, whatever apps you have installed. So it's going to be different choices depending, right? If you get a photo, you can save it to your photo library. You can mark up your photo so you can write text on it. You can mark up your PDFs. You can copy your PDFs to Apple Books. You're also going to have the choice to save it to the Files app. And we're going to learn about the Files app later. But that's where you get access directly to iCloud Drive and other storage options. So there's a lot you can do from a share sheet. That really isn't the point right now, though. I did want to explain that. But the point right now is how easy it is to find attachments. All I had to do, 4-finger single tap and swipe a little bit. Here is my attachment, and that was really, really easy. What I can do to try to demonstrate another one maybe is go to my smart mailbox that has attachments, and let's see if there's something else that I could access. A lot of these do. Here's one I could use. Here's one I know the attachment is easy to find. I've selected a message from a certain sender, and I'm going to 4-finger single tap near the
more actions button.
Bottom. I get more actions, and I swipe to the left.
Message content. Notes for creating email with iPad. Docs. 17 kilobytes. Button.
And it's a Word document. Not my favorite format to work in. I prefer Pages, of course, by a mile, but I can access Word. So we'll double tap it.
Done button.
And I immediately land on the Done button. These are notes that someone else created about how to create email on the iPad. So we'll swipe right.
Notes for creating email with iPad. Docs. Heading.
Tells us the name of the file
Share
again.
button.
And then look
Notes
what's
for
here.
Share button.
There's that share button. So if we double tap it,
Notes for creating
listen to
email
the
and
options that we have.
Pro iPad. AirDrop button.
I can AirDrop it to my other device here. I got my recent contacts.
Kylie Vol, Jessica Volbrecht, Carson Lexi, Diane Harms, David Donatis, Cliff, Family Chat,
all these
Main
people.
Instructor Chat,
And if
Adam,
I keep going,
George, Rick Hall, AirDrop button, Pages button,
it wants to put it in Pages already.
Messages, Mail, Notes, Books, NYT Cooking, Zoom, more button,
And we can keep going.
Copy button, Print button, Save to Files, Download File, Edit Actions button.
Just about anything
Edit
you'd ever
action.
want to do here. Now, because this is a little popover, I need to tap off of it. So I need to lift my hand and tap up higher on the screen to find a place that this menu is not. And if I tap sort of upper middle,
Notes for creating email with
a
iPad.
little bit over to the left,
Dismiss pop-up.
it says dismiss pop-up.
Double tap to dismiss pop-up window.
And I'll do just that. Now, I would not have had to do that, my friends. I could have used the 2-finger scrub, but I wanted to show you how easy it is to tap off of stuff if you get a popover. A popover is usually indicated by a little sound. Listen again, see if you hear it. Bloop, hear that little thing? Okay, so again, we just tap a place that's not...
Dismiss pop-up.
Let me tap off of it.
Done.
We're on the done button, but I want to go further because I'll show you that we can read this right here in this interface.
Notes for create share button. Notes for creating by Rick Fox. Note. Your iPad behaves quite differently. February 17th.
And there's the date that it was, but...
Note. Your iPad behaves quite differently from mine in this.
Okay. Now, you see, we also have...
Select all.
A rotor
Select all.
with edit in it.
Vertical edit.
I can select all this, and I can copy it. I can, do all these sorts of things. So this is really powerful. Even without having opened this in another app, we can get it in this, what's called Quick Look interface. Audio files will play, video files will play. You can look at photos, VoiceOver will describe them. You can read documents, PDFs, right here within any app without having to open it in another app.
Done. Button.
Okay, all right.
Messages.
Now what I'd like to do is I'd like to compose a very, very simple message so that I can say that we've done that. So I'm going to go up to the top right of the screen.
Compose button.
Double tap.
Compose. Messages. Selected. Richard Fox.
You want to be careful because the left-hand side of your iPad still has message content. You want to touch the right side.
Send. Dimmed button.
There we go. That's our send button, but it's grayed out because there's nothing to send yet.
Add contact button.
Swipe to the right. There's add contact. You know I don't do it that way.
2. Text field is editing.
There it is.
Character mode.
We're already in the to field, and I'm going to start typing a name. I'm going to send this thing to Trainer Cliff.
K-L-I.
That should be enough if I tap up on
Messages.
the top.
Dismiss. I.
Let's
2.
see.
Text field is editing. Clay.
Swipe to
Character
the
mode.
swipe to the right,
Add contact. 2. Heading. Results. Cliff Miller.
and there it is. So I'm going to send. Now it's the wrong address for him. I thought I had deleted that. So let's
Expand options button.
do that.
Vertical scroll.
Now I got to
Dismiss
touch the
button.
right.
2. Add back. Cliff Miller. Message. FaceTime mail button. Pay. FaceTime.
Make sure I'm getting the correct one, guys. Okay.
Send message.
This one is an old one that I should delete.
Other.
So I'm going to swipe up and down,
Oh.
and it won't let me
Oscar.
do it because it's in my
Edit. Characters.
It's in my contacts, guys, so I can't do that. If it were not in my contacts, I could actually delete it, but apparently I never removed that.
Send message. Share
So
create new
let's
add to existing. Update
let's
contact.
keep going.
Antonio
Okay,
Miller Sr.
this is what I need to do. I need to update the contact. Apparently I never finished
Update contact Clifton Antonio.
the job here.
Messages.
Okay.
Select.
Now let's see where it wants to send it
contact.
now.
Cancel. Done. First name.
All right, it's going to put all the rest of the information in here, I hope.
Voice button.
And if it does, then we're in business to send this to Cliff. I didn't think it would be that complicated, guys, but it actually is. But I got the right one now. So we're going to just hit done. Sort this out later. Yeah, sort this out later because, guys, I got to tell you a little secret. Trainer Cliff, he's changed his he's changed his email address probably more than most people change clothes. I mean, it's just I don't know, guys. I don't know. So here's the thing.
Done. Button.
I'm not going to worry about telling you all that I just did, but I have his.
Send. Dim. To add contact. And dodgeable. CC.
So I got to probably start typing his name again. It's still there. Let's just open up the to field and swipe to the right, and what we're going to see now, hopefully, is the correct one.
Results. Cliff Miller.
And that's not the right one, but if I choose the expand options button, it will indeed show me.
Expand options. Collapse options.
See, now it says collapse options. Now I'll pick the one that I really want to use, and then we'll send it. So I'm going to double tap on it.
Cliff at startup.
Okay, it puts it in.
Clifton and dodgeable.
Now.
2. Text field is editing. Clifton Antonio Miller Sr. Cliff at
And
startup.
I think what I did is had 2 contacts for him. I need to fix that later, but that's on me. Now, if you want to type more names in here, you could start typing more names. I could send to Rita, Sarah, Lynn. I could just add their names the same way that I added Cliff's, and hopefully it'd be a little easier because I don't have as many contact points for all of them. So let's try it.
R.
Let's R.
Romeo.
I for Rita.
T.
Put the T.
Dismissed. 2.
Let's
Tech. Add cop 2. Head. Results. Rita Howells.
And
Rita
that's the
Howells
one I
at
want.
.net.
Double tap it. Let's do
Messages, L.
Trainer Lynn.
Closing Y.
And what we'll do once we
Y.
get Trainer
Delete.
Lynn is we'll
Delete.
also do Trainer
Rita
Sarah, right?
L.
Okay.
L.
And I don't know if I put the...
Cliff
let's see.
2. Text field.
I think
is
I
edited.
accidentally...
Clifton Antonio.
Okay.
Clifton Antonio.
Yeah,
Add
I
cop
got
2. Heading. Results.
okay.
Lori.
All right, yeah, I didn't put enough. I didn't get my Y in there. I thought I did, but I didn't. All right, now we got a Y.
Results.
And there's Lynn. There's the Lynn that we want, Trainer Lynn from the team, and we'll do that double tap. Now, the last one I should also put in there, of course, is Trainer Sarah, because we're going to send to the whole team, so we don't want to, forget. We don't want to forget. What did I do here, guys? I know what I did. I see. Okay, I messed up by adding the wrong letter. But yeah, I want to. It's what you get when you're trying to talk and use your iPad at the same time. So I got Rita, I got Cliff, and I got Lynn. Let's type SAR for Sarah.
S-A-R.
Now it's going to show me when I'm on the to field. I swipe to the right. You see,
Clifton Antonio.
there's Cliff,
Lynn 400.
there's Lynn, there's Rita.
Add contact 2. Heading.
Here's my results.
Results. Sarah Potok.
And there's Sarah. She's got the correct one, so I just double tap. I'm not letting you hear it, but it's there. I'll double tap on it. Okay.
Messages. Select.
Yeah, tap on the right side of your iPad. Always keep focus on the right side of your iPad, guys. We got
Send. Add cop to text field. Clifton and Lynn 400. Rita Howells. Sarah Pote and Dodgeville Branch.
now it's telling me what email address I'm sending from, and that's important if I want to change it. Just to the right.
CC/BCC from.
There's a
Double tap to show more info.
Yep, there's your expandable CC, BCC, and from. So you know that if I want to change the from, I double tap there, and then I swipe over to the right and double tap on from. I'm not going to do that, though.
Subject. Text field.
I'll double tap on subject.
Double tap to insertion point at end.
And we'll just type hello.
Cap G-E-K.
Now, I want to point out, I want to say one thing to you guys. I'm not going to get in great depth here about complex formatting. I am going to show it to you briefly. Let's check our subject.
Subject. Text field is editing. Hello.
And I can press return to go to the next field or just swipe to the right.
Message content. Message body. Set insertion point at start.
There we
Message
go.
body.
So we're going to type a quick message. I'm going to say, hey guys, come on, new line. Just sending, and I could turn voiceover off.
Voiceover off.
Just.
Voiceover on.
Type it at an angle.
Message content.
See how well I
Message
did.
Body. Text field is editing. Hey guys. Just sending a quick email as part of the demo I am recording for the iPad class. Have a good night. Sent from my iPad. Character mode.
Doesn't seem like we made any mistakes, praise God. Okay, so that's the, and my signature is in there. It's sent from my iPad. If I were sending it from my business address, it would have my business signature, my name, and my Apple Teacher recognition and different things of that nature. But you can have custom signatures for each account. And now what we'll do is we'll explore what we see if we swipe to the right.
Message content. Message.
We see nothing. Well, but what if we swipe left?
Subject. CC/and up to.
These are all the people we sent to.
Hello. Heading. Cancel.
There's the name of the
Hello. Heading.
the message. It has now taken on the subject title.
Cancel. Button.
There's cancel if we don't want to send it. We can then save or delete the draft.
High keyboard.
Okay.
Numbers.
So if we go, we got the whole keyboard on screen here. Let's take the opportunity to jump up by tapping the Q and swiping left.
Insert drawing button.
Okay, we can insert a drawing with our Apple Pencil or our finger or our Logitech crayon.
Insert attachment button.
We can insert an attachment from iCloud Drive.
Please. Hi. Cap hi.
Those are predictions. They're not autocorrect, but quick type predictions.
Insert photo button.
We can insert a photo from the camera or from the photo library.
Text format button.
And we can format the text.
Undo button.
Undo.
Message content.
And that's
Undo
it. So
text format.
if we want to format this text, I'll just show you some options there. Double tap. because we've never looked at these.
Message content.
So
attached are 2 documents with
now
no
what you have here,
format, heading, bold, button.
again, touch the right side of the iPad, guys. I can't stress that enough. You touch the left, you're going to be off somewhere else, and you're going to think you're in no man's land. You're not. You're just on the wrong side of the iPad. Always lift your hand and touch the right when you're composing a message or reading a message. Always lift your hand and touch the right. I'll say it one more time. When you are composing or reading an email, lift your hand and touch the right-hand side. All right, here are our options.
Format, heading, bold, button, italic, button, underline, button.
To use these, you'd want to select some text first. I could select a few words using text selection in the rotor. Not going to get into that today. We might in this course, but it's not a voiceover course, guys. I don't know, but we might. Time probably will permit. So if it does, we will show you how to select some text, but you need to select text before applying these formatting changes. But there's your attributes for bold, italic, underline,
strike through, default font, button.
You can actually change the font here.
Decrease font size, button. Increase font size, button.
In this one, you can't specify the number, but you can decrease and increase the size with those buttons respectively.
Text color, white, button.
We can change the color of the text to spruce things up.
Numbered list, button.
We can insert a numbered list, bulleted list,
justified,
and when you do that, you don't need to have text selected to choose those. Numbered list, you then just start typing. Here are 5 things I want you to know. And then you turn on numbered list. You get out of this with a 2-finger scrub or by tapping off of it as we showed you before. And then you can immediately start typing. And it will automatically number your list. Press return after each one. Or bulleted list, same thing. So you don't have to have text selected to choose those.
Left justified.
We can justify.
Center justified.
Center the text that we've selected. Right justified.
Decrease quote level.
And we can also
increase indent left button. Indent right button. Indent
okay, and that's it. I'm going to scrub. Okay, because I don't want to do that. But you notice that, guys, there's a lot of stuff there. Your quote level, that has to do with the text of a message that appears below the other text and so forth. So we're ready to just send this thing.
Message content, dictate, emoji.
My keyboard's up. Another thing I can do, by the way, is hide my keyboard at the bottom right of the keyboard on the iPad.
Hide keyboard.
You can double tap that.
Double tap it.
And that's going to get the keyboard out of the way. There are some times that's really important to do. Not in mail, but there are some times. So just remember, hide keyboard is at the bottom right of your keyboard there on screen, and it gets the whole keyboard out of the way. If you need to show it again, just double tap in your edit field.
Hello. Send button.
Let's send this thing.
Send dimmed. Delete button.
And I don't know that you got to hear my cute little send sound because the voiceover was talking at the same time, so I'm not sure that that sound effect came through there. But here's the cool part, guys. We just sent a message. Most of them probably will not see it at this hour of the morning, night, whatever, but you know what? We sent it. And now we've shown you a very brief, but hopefully very thorough tour of the Mail app. We have got some really big challenges for you today, my friends. We really do. We're going to just, we got so much for you to try, guys, so let's reveal it now. Okay, the first things, guys, we're going to do, we're going to go to our lab period of time here where we're going to allow you to try creating a message in the Messages app. That's going to be the first thing, and we got lots more coming after that, but don't go away. Please don't go away. Stay with us if you're live in Zoom. Do not leave, because we're going to be on the line right away to talk to you, and we're going to give you the specifics of our lab projects. If you are listening on YouTube, however, well, guys, just remember, like, subscribe, and hit the bell. All right, my friends, that is going to do it for us today. I want to thank you so much. God bless you. Don't go away if you're in Zoom. We're going to be right here with Interactive.
Thank you for being a friend.